All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing his gospel of truth and sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon our houses. This is Brother Quanah Watts from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp. Come back at you, Lord will, with edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord will is edifying, Lord will, it is straight to the point. In this lesson, I ultimately want to touch on, casting off that old man, right? Being renewed through the spirit of your mind, meaning that way of thinking that we had when we were in the world, right? The way of reacting and acting that we did, right, when we were in the world. Hey, all that shit's got to go, man. All that shit has got to go. And I have a picture right here from a book, called Atomic Habits by James Clear, right, which is a very beautiful book, man. Again, it heavily deals with, right, our mentality when it comes to change, right, when it comes to, wanting to grow, so I would encourage brothers to ultimately, get that book, read that book. It's a very heavy book, but nonetheless, in this page, right, it illustrates, right, the negative impact that keeping that, that old man mentality, right, around how that has a negative impact on what we're trying to do, right, moving forward, right. So without further ado, I'm gonna read this, grab a couple precepts, we'll get out of here. Right, it's on page 34 of the Atomic Habits, right? It says, imagine two people resisting a cigarette. When offered a smoke, the first person says, no, thank you, I'm trying to quit. It sounds like a reasonable response, but this person still believes they are a smoker who is trying to be something else. They are hoping their behavior will change while carrying around the same beliefs, right? It says the second person declines by saying, no, thanks, I'm not a smoker. It's a small difference, but this statement signals a shift in identity. Smoking was part of their former life, not their current one. They no longer identify as someone who smokes. That's right, man. Right? So again, illustrating, right, the difference between the old man, right, versus, that new man, right? The mentality changes, right? Means they're able to actually act on and stand on, right, the change that they're ultimately trying to make, right, which is what we're commanded to do, to cast off, right, that old man, right. Let me grab this real quick. In Ephesians 4:22, it says that you put off concerning the former conversation, right, because when we come into this truth, right, you can't be the same old nigga, right, that you were in the world in this truth. Can't have the same mentality, right? You can't, because we're in the world, right? We listened, right, to react, right, instead of listening to respond. So again, when we come into this truth, right, we have to transform, right, from listening to react to listen to respond, right? And instead of, having a short fuse, that we have to replace that fuse with a much longer fuse, man. Meaning, again, all our characteristics, the way we think, feel, and act, everything changes, man. Everything has to change, right? It says that you put off concerning the former conversation. Conversation meaning what you're saying, right? But also when you go into that word conversation, it goes into conduct. Again, how you act. It says the old man, right? Because old, man. Literally, right? Which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, right? It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, meaning our mind has to change, man, right? And by default, our processes, right, of what we do change, which means our outcomes are going to change, right? Which all that is stated in this book as well, man. It says, And that you put on the new man, which is after the Most High, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. That's right, man. Meaning you're going to be applying the scriptures to the best of your ability, right? Which is going to give you completely different outcomes. Like, I understand, we're still in this captivity in this sinful flesh and whatnot, right? But a lot of the things that we go through in our lives, ultimately happen because we self-sabotage, right? We doubt, right? We don't have any self-love, any self-appreciation, right? So a lot of the shit that we go through, right, isn't really in our favor, man, right? But again, coming into this knowledge, right, coming to this truth, right, applying this knowledge, right, which the application or wisdom is the application of knowledge, right? When you start to apply these words, right, hey, everything changes, man. But those that ultimately continue to remain, in that old man mentality, hey, guess what, man? They're not gonna make it, right? They're not gonna be able to go further, right? They're not gonna be able to, again, they're gonna keep self-sabotaging, man. They're gonna continue to hate on themselves, man. And again, they're not going to be able to continue to move forward, right? This is, I'll go back and finish this last precept that I want to get right here in the middle. It says, most people don't even consider identity change when they set out to improve, right? They just think, I want to be skinny, outcome, right? And if I stick to this diet, then I'll be skinny. Process, right? It says they set goals and determine their actions they should take to achieve those goals without considering the beliefs that drive their actions. They never shift the way they look at themselves, and they don't realize that their old identity can sabotage their new plans for change. So you have to cast off that old man, right? You have to cast off that old man. Otherwise, you will not grow, man. Let's go ahead and grab, I think, what is it? Colossians, the 3rd chapter. Starting at the 5th verse, it says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. And this is listing, right, again, it's giving you a list of different, evil and wicked characteristics and actions that we would take when we're in the world, right? These are the things that we would do: commit adultery, right? A man going and sleeping with another man's wife, right? A woman going and sleeping with multiple men, right? When she's supposed to be with one man her entire life, right? That's committing adultery, right? Covetousness, right? Wanting and desiring what somebody else has, in a wicked way, right? Like trying to get it, man, It says, for which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. So, and this is why a judgment's going out so heavy, man, right? Because you got Jakes that have been told, right, about these different things, right, and that the Lord doesn't want you to do them, and Jake is still doing them. And this is why a judgment's going out at an all-time high, right? And it's only gonna increase, man, right? The severity of the judgments that are coming. Because Jake wants to continue in these things, right? It says, in which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them, right? When we were in the world, we were doing these things, right? It says, but now ye also put off all these, right? We have to put these off, man, right? Putting those things off, those things that ultimately brought forth the wrath of the Most High upon us, right? It says, anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that he had put off the old man with his deeds. There you go, the old man again. These are all former things, man. Things that we were doing when we were in the world, right? Which will ultimately, again, as we read in the book, right, sabotage our plans, right, for change in the future, or our plans for change, period, right? Because that old man doesn't want you to grow. That old man doesn't want you to improve, That's why we have to get rid of that old man, right? Because in order for us to be able to make it on the chariots, right, in order for us to be delivered, we have to grow, man. We have to grow in this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Multiply those talents, right? Do what we got to do in order to be found worthy, right? It says, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Hamashiach is in all, but is all and in all. Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, right? Holy, meaning separate, beloved, bowels of mercies, right? Kindness, humbleness, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. Right, man? Because these are the traits that are ultimately going to allow us to make the changes necessary, right? To put off that old man, right? Because in order to like when you're ultimately getting rid of something, something has to take its place, man. Right? Something has to take its place, right? In order to fill that void, right? So what are we supposed to do? Cast off the old man and put on the new man, right? When you go to change, what do? You take off the old clothes. You have to put something on over, right? The new clothes, man, right? Which fit you better, make you look better, you know, so on and so forth, man. You put off the old clothing, right? And you put on the new clothing. That's what we have to do, you know? And we're coming into a time where all hell is about to break loose. It could break loose any fucking minute now, man. With any day, really, any day. Right? So you really don't have too much time, man. Don't be sitting there lollygagging, bullshitting. Right? We're in those times, man. You know, let me go ahead and close out with this too, man. This is Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Right? When you turn to the Lord, get into the scriptures. The scriptures talk about, you know, being that cleansing agent, right? And Isaiah talks about this word being, you know, like charcoal, which charcoal is a cleansing agent, man. Right? What it will do is purge you as you keep the scriptures or apply the scriptures. It'll purge you of that old man. You know? So this is what it's talking about, right? Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, right? Don't sit there and put it off. You know, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. No, man. Get into the scriptures now, right? Purge that old man now before it's too late. Follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's word, man. And again, this word is going out to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You Israelites, right? As well as you Israelite foreigners, right? Or Israelites but look like the other nations, right? This is for y'all, right? It says, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, right? So we already read about the different characteristics that will bring forth wrath. And with the Lord saying what? He's going to bring forth wrath because you not willing to put that old man off. You want to continue in those things. You want to continue to work wickedness, man, and sow in wickedness, right? Sow corruption, you know? Well, hey, guess what, man? There's consequences to everything, man. You know, the consequences of sowing wickedness, meaning you're going to sow the same, man, as the scriptures say. You know, you sowing iniquity, you sowing evil, well, you're going to sow the same. You're going to reap the same, right? Those that ultimately sow in righteousness, sow in the spirit, are ultimately going to receive what, man? Life everlasting, man. You know? And that's what we want, man. Right? So again, in order to receive that, you got to return to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, put off the old man, right? And follow after righteousness, man. You know? It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security, right? When you think you good, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So we ain't got too much time, man. Right? So take heed to the words that have been spoken unto you, man. Acts 3:23. Right? He that now will hear that prophet, he that will not. Matter of fact, let me grab it. I don't want to butcher it. Acts 3, verse 23. It says, and it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people. So you don't want to listen? Hey, sayonara, man. Right? First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the other apostles, the other bishops, the great millstone. Lord, will you were edified. Lord, will it was straight to the point. Till next time, I say shalom.